I'm Jen Burns. I'm Vice President of Operations and Enablement for an EdTech organization, and I'm also a founder of the Sales Enablement Society.
And I'm Garrett Schwantner. I'm also a founding member of the Sales Enablement Society. And Jen, help us define what sales enablement actually is.
So I think that's a very good question. It's a broad definition. I think it is different dependent on who you are, what type of sales enablement role you have within your organization. But if I could define it in one sentence, I would say it is a way to enable the sales organization to be productive, effective, and successful. And that comes with a lot of different tactical and strategic elements, but ultimately the job of a sales enablement individual is to impact revenue, impact top and bottom line, and make the sales team as successful as possible.
Awesome. How many salespeople are in your company?
So right now there is 5 salespeople in my company. We're actually a growing organization, but historically I've supported a couple hundred sales folk organization. So I've definitely served in different capacities, but in either one, small or large, the influence and the opportunity behind a sales enablement function is extremely important.
So part of sales enablement is learning. And in the past we talked about sales training.
Yep.
How has that part changed over the years?
Well, I think, learning and sales training for, sales individuals is, it's important, right? But I think from their perspective, it's more about application, right? So for a salesperson to sit in a sales training course for a day or even a couple of hours, while that's good, the reinforcement aspect of it is, I think increasingly we're seeing is more important than actually learning in a class, right? So from my perspective, getting out in the field, sitting in on demos that reps are doing to customers, prospective customers, is really the more important aspect of training, because it's helping them understand how to apply the things they're learning in the classroom. And obviously finding various reinforcement tools that you can leverage to ensure that their learning continues and it's not a one-stop shop, so to speak.
From the conversations you had today at the society meeting, what is the number one takeaway?
So I think for me it is enabling the organization as a whole, or the society as a whole, to find a way to learn from one another. So we're all serving in different capacities, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. So how can we take all the things we're learning here today and actually build out a guide for success for any sales enablement professional, regardless of the capacity in which they're serving?
So it sounds like we are becoming teachers and learners at the same time.
Right. Yep, exactly. And how we can help one another grow in this field, because it is an evolving field. And the first question you asked me was to define sales enablement. And I struggled a little bit because even being in this room today, it's changing my thought process around exactly what it means. And I think as we continue to evolve this profession, we're going to see it change a lot over time, and having a way to, encapsulate everyone's experience. And, we've talked about doing case studies and how can we actually help other individuals in this profession be successful when they're sitting in front of their executive team. Those types of learnings and sharing really, I think, will help everyone advance in the field.
Thank you so much, Jen.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
You're awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.